The weather conditions couldn't be better today at Dillon Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut for the 1984 Michelob Rugby Club Championships. There you see Naz Botha from South Africa, the star player on this Dallas Harlequin team, clad in the two-tone green and black uniforms. The LA Rugby Club in their white uniforms trimmed in gold and blue. And taking a look at the lineups today and the positions, for those of you new to the sport of rugby, hooker, prop, second row, wing forward, and lock, or the number 8, if you will. Those are the names of Los Angeles on the left and Dallas on the right. And then there's scrum half, fly half, inside, outside, the wings, and the fullback. We'll be explaining what the role of a lot of these positions is during today's telecast. Naz Botha opens play with a kick, and Los Angeles setting up now to try and move the ball from the maul there in the middle of the field, and a kick it up the field called kicking to touch. Now, that may look like a wasted play to novices out there, but rugby is a game of field position. If you don't have an opening or can't get something going up the field, you kick the ball up the field and out over the touch line, or kicking to touch, and try and get a line out to improve your position. Los Angeles did so, got the ball away from their own goal line up around the 22-meter line. Dallas had a line out there, and the referee, the gentleman in the red shirt, is Ian Nixon, considered one of the top rugby officials around. Number 1 certainly in this country, and he detected lifting in the line that time on the Dallas Harlequins, lifting in the line during the line out, and so Los Angeles gets a chance to kick the ball upfield, looking for the touchline, don't get it. Naz Botha recovers it for Dallas, and the ball is over the touchline. The linesman on the side raising his red flag. He is there to determine where the ball goes over the touchline, and indeed if it does. And in this instance, it does. Now, Los Angeles, in the person of Tony Gonzalez, feels that he should control this line out, but the referee there, the linesman, is saying no. It went off the hand of a Los Angeles player, so Dallas will control the line out. There you see referee Nixon making sure that there's a meter between the two teams on the line out. And you hear the signals being called in the background, much like a football quarterback would call signals. It looks like mayhem, but it's all very well organized on plays out of bounds like that. And the ball is kicked out over the touchline again by the LA Rugby Club, and Dallas will have another line out. Now, it may look to the novices out there that the teams aren't really making very much progress up and down the field, but you can never tell when somebody is going to get something going and break loose. For example, the number 8, Mike Carey, for Los Angeles, had a little bit of running room, couldn't get any further, and when you're tackled, you must release the ball. And the Dallas Harlequins kick it out over the touch line. And we have an injury on the field. We'll get to that in a moment. First of all, we have the LA Rugby Club controlling this line out. If there are injuries in rugby, they're added on as injury time. It's running time, otherwise, 2 40-minute halves. Gonzalez gets the ball in for Los Angeles, and John Mickle controls, gets the ball out to one of his backs, out to Dave Phillip, who kicks ahead. And we have an offsides call on the play. Let's take a look at offsides. From the line out, the ball is controlled by LA. Now, the Harlequins, the team in the two-tone uniforms, they have to remain, as the maul is formed here by Carey. The fellows in the green uniforms have to remain behind the back feet, behind the rear feet of the team in white until things get going. We're going to see a line. Now, Ian Nixon is looking in there, detecting if there's any offsides or not. Look towards the right-hand, upper right-hand part of your screen. There you see the red line. Look towards the top of the screen, right-hand side, and a couple of members of the Harlequins are detected for being offside. There they are, right at the top of your screen. Now, Ian Nixon called the offside and has awarded a kick to Los Angeles. No particular advantage for Dallas on that play. An infraction is called. No advantage for Los Angeles either. And they're getting the kick. Now, of course, in rugby, they don't use the kicking tee. They've got to make their own tee out there. It's really amazing what some of these athletes can do, how far they can kick the ball, and how accurate they can be. I'm sure we're going to see some fine examples of that as the day goes on. Los Angeles with an excellent chance here to advance the ball deep into Dallas territory. And kicking for goal. Is it good? It is no good. The official is waving his flag in the end zone. He'll put it up if the kick is good, and he'll wave it back and forth if the kick is no good. And that time, the kick by Los Angeles, no good. So Dallas with the ball, and that's Naz Botha. Loose ball, center of the pitch, and taking off with it like a wild bronco is Gonzalez. And who's got possession of the ball? It is a whistle on the play. It's both the Harlequins and Los Angeles fighting for it, and Ian Nixon has called a scrum. Pardon me, my mistake. He's calling offsides on that play. We put a microphone on Ian Nixon as Hafoku Lano, the hooker for Los Angeles, injured on the field. Of course, hooker, a very important position. He is the fellow that in the scrum, we'll see an example later on, tries to control the ball when it's rolled in by the scrum half and get it back to his teammates, and he'll be all right. Botha with the ball again for Dallas, looking for touch upfield, and finds it, kicking it out of bounds, just outside the 22-meter mark. Now the teams will assemble for the line out. Los Angeles will throw the ball in. Once again, watch how Ian Nixon lines them up. There's a purpose to the way the fellows line up. And also, the referee wants to have a meter between them. Sometimes the fellow throwing the ball in will call signals for this lineup. Sometimes the fellow in the line, one of the fellows in the line will. All right, Los Angeles controlling. And we have a pass back and kicking up field forward position, looking for touch on the left side. And the ball is out over the touch line. So still no score in the action as Los Angeles kicks to touch after that line out. Getting some valuable field position on the pitch. And we have another line out controlled by Dallas Harlequins. And a free kick has been awarded to Dallas. Now you cannot kick for goal on this free kick. And Naz Botha will be kicking to touch, trying to gain some field position. And he's one of the best people at doing this job. It's similar to kicking the coffin corner in a football game, and he does an excellent job getting the ball deep into the LA Rugby Club territory. And another line out will be set up. And Gonzalez will throw the ball in for Los Angeles. You can see they're only out about 10 meters or so, maybe not even that much, from the goal line. If the Harlequins could control this line out and get something going with their backs, they could perhaps gain a try. And Dallas does snare it. And now they have something going to the left side, but there's no cover out there, so Naz Botha with the left foot boots it through the uprights. And the Dallas Harlequins take the early lead. Our score from Hartford, the Harlequins 3, the LA Rugby Club nothing. We'll be back with more in a moment.
A seat. We're gonna tell you what the big boys eat. Name is Wheaties Crunchy Wheat. Now you know what the big boys eat. Hello, milk, come on in. Jump in, berry, have a swim. Wheaties, Wheaties Crunchy Wheat. Now go tell your mama what the big boys eat.
Part of your good breakfast.
Monday night, the Gunslingers and the Gamblers go at it in a live USFL game. With Jim Kelly calling the shots, a Gambler win could be a sure bet. Kelly's Heroes have been hot in Houston, and they lead in the Central Division. Find out if they continue their winning ways. Live Monday on ESPN.
Tomorrow, ESPN's Ringside Review is back and better than ever. Top flight fighters step between the ropes and highlights of our best bouts tomorrow.
One of the basic formations in rugby is the scrum, and it's used after a minor penalty and also to restart play. In this case, watch Los Angeles, the team in white. They're controlling the scrum. The scrum half, the top of the screen, puts the ball in on the hand signal of his hooker, in this case, Lanu. There you see the scrum half putting the ball in. Lanu hooks for the ball or tries to gain control of it, and eventually, if you control the ball, you can get some action going. If you got some cover with your backs, you get it upfield rather quickly. All right, Los Angeles controlling the scrum. And here's Ray Nelson. They ran a switch. He's looking for the corner, and he releases the ball when he's dragged down to the ground, and we have a knock-on. called against Los Angeles. Naz Botha's a little bit upset. He had a chance to get something going the other way. Now let's take another look at it. There's the tackle, and the knock-on is called. So we have a scrum down called. Dallas. Scrum awarded to Dallas. You can see the scrum half putting the ball in. And Los Angeles Pack is doing a good job. They could almost walk that in over the goal line, but they are stopped. And they have an offsides called on the number 8. And the Pack was trying to walk that ball over. Now we have a penalty against Dallas. That last bit of action we saw as the Pack tried to walk the ball over, it's the one time that you can actually block for your club. Now we have Ray Nelson, after an offsides call, being awarded a kick, and he's going for goal. Now Ray Nelson will dig himself a tee there in the grass, and I'd say he's about 25 yards around that, angled to the right, and he's looking to tie this game up. Dallas leading it 3-0. Nelson studying. Takes his time, winds, and it is off to the right. In fact, he missed that rather badly. Good deal off to the right. And so the score remains 3-0. And now Dallas will get a 22-meter drop to get it out away from their goal line. And Botha handles that with the left leg. Los Angeles controlling. And running it up very nicely, Bob Trudeau. Back to Nelson. Pitching it up the field. And with the ball is Barry Williams. Williams looking for touch, doesn't find it. He almost kicked ahead to himself that time to try and regain possession. And we have some injured players on the field, and with the score 3-3, we'll move ahead to further action.
Walk it in now.
There's Barry Williams. He suffered a badly injured ankle, but he's going to hang in there. No, only a couple of substitutes are allowed. 15 men on the side. And the score is 3-0. I'm sorry, 3-0 is the score. As Nelson's kick was missed.
The green ball.
And the ball awarded to Dallas. Scrum awarded to Dallas. There you see Ray Williams. He's hurting. All right, scrum half puts it in. Hooker controls it. And the scrum half actually back there calling signals.
Knocked on by Green.
And we have a knockdown called on Dallas. A knock on by the green. And a scrum down is called. Los Angeles. And now you see the wheel. Now what Dallas tries to do with that, they try and confuse the Los Angeles Pack in there and try and get possession of the ball themselves, but it doesn't work this time. Los Angeles moving the ball nicely upfield, kicking for touch deep in Dallas territory, but it doesn't find the touch line. And as Botha will have a free kick.
Easy, boys, easy.
All right, now Botha that time, I believe, called out Mark, caught the ball and held his ground. It's similar to a fair catch. Los Angeles, he has to kick the ball away, and rambling upfield is Sidney Teohema on the second row. And a whistle by Ian Nixon. And offsides was called on Lankin. And now Los Angeles is getting into makeable goal territory. And Nelson again will attempt it. He missed one just a few seconds ago. Rather low scoring first half, still only 3-0. This kick awarded after the offside was detected. Nelson, a lot better angle this time, and he puts it through with no trouble. So our score is